Hello, this is Beatrice, and welcome to my channel. Today's podcast is about bad advice. This podcast series was created to help transform your mind for a better business and a better life to obtain the level of success you want. Bad advice, everybody has them. There was a saying that I heard a friend of mine say. There's a saying that goes, advice are like armpits, everybody has them. It sounds funny, and you've all experienced somebody giving you bad advice. It's either turned out for the worse or for the better. I think when it comes to advice, it's a sense of perspective. There's a verse that goes, extract the good, reject the bad. That's the same principle that I use when it comes to advice. I think when there's bad advice, there's always a little bit of good inside of it. And when there's good advice, well, it's good advice. But you don't always have to listen to everybody's advice. That's optional. But having a perspective and a mindset to understand that everybody has somewhere to speak from, everybody has a voice, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I think that's healthy. I think it's okay for everybody to have their side of the story or to think a certain way. But when you reject everything that everybody has to say, that would categorize you as ignorant. If you think that you're always right and that you feel like that everything you have to say is correct, I think that's not a good way of going. I think having your pride make decisions for you is not always the smartest path. Bad advice always comes, no matter what. It's either from the intention of the person giving it or what you do with the advice. The only thing you could control is your intention, the receiving end, not from the intention of the person that's giving it. Now, I'm not saying to listen to every single thing that everybody has to say because people talk based on what they think you should do. And when they're in the same situation, they won't do what they recommended to do or what their advice was, they won't take it. They'll probably do the opposite. So people talk, they don't know until they're in the shoes. They won't know until they're in your shoes. But the beauty about advice is that it allows that the receiving end were to grow. I want to grow no matter what. No matter what anybody tells me, that's my mindset. I don't think that somebody has the control whether or not I grow except me. It's what I do with that advice that affects me. Good advice is rare, but if you decide to open up your ears and listen to the words of wisdom, it'll bring blessings to your life. It would help you grow. It would help you better your life in every which way. Bad advice, people who make mistakes all the time and you categorize them as not being good enough for you to listen, can help you as well. If you see that the person, no matter what they do, is fail, and you feel like they have no place to talk about because they don't ever succeed, they can teach you of their failures. They're an expert at that. And you could learn exactly what not to do. That's what you should do with bad advice sometimes. Sometimes people tell you something and you don't have to do what they say, but you'll do the opposite of what they say. And that's good advice. So, for those who are in their journey of transforming their minds and their hearts for a better life and a better business, understand that bad advice could be a phenomenal pivot to your success. The only thing that you could control is your individual intentions and not the other person's. And you could also change your perspective in knowing that everybody has something to say. Everybody has an opinion, and that's okay. You extract what you feel is the best heart core of that advice and make it your way. Do it your way because there's no other way to do it except your way. So I hope this podcast helped anybody who's trying to grow and better their lives and probably received a whole ton of bad advice. Now you know what to do with it to move on and to have a better life. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Have a great day.